What's up? Welcome back for some more Animal Crossing. Today we are planning out the market. We're kind of planning out what I want to do with it. I kind of go on a tangent and kind of talk about the entire island and how I want that to look. I really have been avoiding this topic for a while because it's scary. It's a big project. The same thing with the market, but I am really honestly surprised about what I did with the market. So I know that I can do it. I just have to start. And today is that day. We are going over kind of what I'm doing with my island. I touch on a little bit of all of the areas at once, just to give you a general idea of how I plan, how I kind of visualize things. I don't really make a plan beforehand. I kind of go as I go. If you like this video, hit that like button. Let me know that you want to see more videos like this. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because I do post every single day. And that's it from me. I will see you in the video. Okay, so we've had Nova on as a designer of the day before, but she recently completed an entire little series of kimonos that she had. So I wanted to highlight those because they look so good. I'm actually like, I'm crying. Oh my god, look, she has like a Princess Peach too though, and a Princess Daisy. That's cool. So let me focus here. So it started with, I'm gonna go through like, it's like the star signs as kimonos. So this is the Aries kimono. Love it. This is the Taurus, Gemini, which I've seen a lot of. This is the Cancer kimono. This is the Leo kimono, which I love. This is the Libra kimono, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aries. I think it's like Aries revisited maybe. And then also Capricorn revisited kimono. Sagittarius, Aquarius, which is my star sign, so I'm saving this one, and Pisces kimono. So yeah, this is Nova from Mariposa, and this is her creator code if you want to check these out. I highly recommend it. This is a very beautiful collection. Props to her. So today we're actually going to be doing a bit of planning. The same thing with the market. I don't want to touch it just because it's going to take a while. And once I start, it's going to have to be like the main focus of what I do mostly. So basically what I have to do next is I don't really care what the garden looks like. So I'm going to do that one last, which is like in between the marketplace and the city. I do want to start creating the city. I do have a couple of guidelines here. As you can see, I do have to start moving some buildings, but I don't really want to move them until I know exactly where I want them. So what I was thinking of was just laying down the foundations of where I want, where I want the airport to enter into and how I want that to look, and maybe this area here. It definitely takes a hot minute. I also am unsure if I want to do this stone path or this arched tile path. I've kind of been debating between the two, but for now I'm sticking with the stone path. I honestly might even look up a custom path that I could use. I have been cutting off the town with these little rivers, because I wanted to do a little moat type thing. But now that I'm thinking about it, that doesn't really look city. It kind of maybe looks like, is it Italy with the veranda? I'm honestly not sure. The place where there's like a bunch of rivers going through, that's kind of the idea that I wanted to do, but I'm not quite sure if that's what I want to do per se. I wouldn't mind having like a body of water separate the garden and the city, but not necessarily each building like I was going to do here. So yeah, basically this is the area that I have to work with wherever this line goes, and all the way through. I do have quite a bit of space. I am thinking about maybe trying to figure out where the line for the beach would end. So I think it's this one right here. Just because the beach is that one space where it is very uneven, which I'm not a fan of, honestly. This is how I plan. I just make one straight line and kind of get the feel of the guidelines that I have to work with, and then as it goes I can start making plans about how I want things to look. I do this with rivers just so it's like not as time consuming, because imagine you spent like a bunch of time making a solid river and then you find out at the end it doesn't work with the perimeters you're given. That's what sucks. So I think I'm gonna go and up here as well. Now I don't know if I want the river side to cut into the garden side or the city side. I think maybe the city side, just because I have a lot of city space to work with, honestly. Like I could probably put like 3 layers of buildings here. I only need 2. So I'm gonna put it here. Go walk on. Or actually, I guess, see, this is what I mean. I just made a plan to cut into the city side, but then I was like, I actually can't do that because this is here. So this has to be the line that I follow for the city. See, there you go. Make easy mistakes. This is why I'm not necessarily one to plan everything out beforehand. I'm just kind of going with whatever looks the best to me on my island. My market turned out pretty good, so I think I'm gonna keep doing it. And that's just because, like, I don't know, I feel like I plan things out and they maybe look better on the paper than they do in the actual, like, me trying to do it. So that's how that's gonna work. Yeah, I'm just kind of like trying to walk you guys through like my process of how I plan things out. Not necessarily going to be doing anything too exciting today. I was trying to debate whether or not I wanted to bring some of the stalls that I have down at the market into the town. You know what I mean? Like I could do like the designer items like the Louis and Gucci. I could bring them down here because that's more of like a commercial business, whereas like a fruit stand I could put, you know, in the market because that's more of a farmer's market thing. Another good thing that you have to keep in mind is count how many tiles these things are going to take. So how I do it is I just go like 1, although I'm sure there's an easier way that you can probably just look it up. I just like separate spaces so I can count them easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 spaces long and 4 spaces tall. But I also give them a kind of like the perimeter around themselves. I kind of want to give as a free space. So I also take that into account for like fences, if I want to put a tight fence around it, or if I want to put things around it, I also keep that in mind. Oh, it's kind of exciting. I've never really measured things before. So this one's obviously 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is 5 by 3, and this is 4 by 7. Good to know. Good to know. Just good things to know. That you can, with things that you can move. I was trying to think about how I wanted to go about designing, like where do I want the nook place to go in relation to the town hall? How would that make sense? Do I want there to be like I could have like a clothing district, and then I could have like a shopping district. You know what I mean? Like this could be like high-end fashion. I was thinking about putting a couple stalls right next to the Able Sisters as like an extension. You know, like, you know how in the summertime you go like walk down on a sidewalk and there's like, they'll have things outside, at least where I'm from like a really small town, so that might just be me. But usually if it's really, really like nice day outside, there'll be like a bunch of sidewalk sales that they'll have. So I really like that. I think I'm going to incorporate that into my city. And then for the nook cranny, you see how they have the white and, or not the white, the red and orange banner. There is someone who made, and it's so good, a stall top for that. I'll have to show you. I can't really find it right now, but you can make stalls that are kind of like on the sides here or on the edges, and you can make an extension of Nook's Cranny. Like, the possibilities are truly endless. So I was thinking maybe I move Nook's Cranny over here. Yeah, you know what? I feel the most comfortable maybe doing that. So then Able Sisters can be by the tropical district area. I want this to be like my my vacation area. This is going to be like where the campground goes. I can see it now. This is going to be like where my camping area is. It's going to come down to here, and you're going to be next to the beach. You're going to have a little path trail that goes down to this little resort area. Man, I'm making this whole vacation site. And then you go over here to go shopping. It'll be like the shopping district first, and then you go through the main town hall area. And down here, I really don't know what I'm gonna have. Maybe some like a small cafe in this area that goes down to the beach, like this private beach. And then over here can be like general shopping. And then if you keep going, man, this is gonna be a big general shopping area. And if you keep going, I'm gonna have a little bridge that goes over here. I planned on this area being my Zen area, but honestly, this is the one area that I'd be willing to change the most if I think of something else. I'm gonna have a little rock station, and then you can go up here, visit me. There's gonna be an orchard, and then there's gonna be like a turnip area. Let me get this real quick. Yeah, so this is honestly the first time that I'm actually really thinking about what I want to do with my island. It's honestly a little daunting and scary, but once I do it, it's not that bad. So yeah, I'll have my orchard area. I have my alien area over there. I do want like little, like if you're gonna visit my island, I want there to be small spaces that you discover that you're like, oh, that's a cute little, you know, cherry on top. I didn't know that was there. Like the little alien space. Like, what makes you just walk around and then all of a sudden you're like, what is this over here? And then you're like, oh my god, it's like a little alien area. Like, that is so creative. I would have never have thought. Like, I want people to be in awe of my island. Unless you're watching this video, then you know everything. And then, oh, look, a Pokeball. Like, that's so cool. And then over here to maybe red. No, there's never red. Red is never there. I don't really mind having Red's area covered completely. Like, I'm not pressed about it. And then you can come here, and there's like the market area, and come up and visit whoever you want. I also saw some girl who had like doorsteps, and it was like the faces of each villager was the doorstep. Like, that's so cool. Oh my god, look at Tex and Tiffany just hanging. Tex is literally so cute. He's just eating his lollipop. I'm in love with them. Tiffany is so cute. But yeah, I just want this to be like, I don't know, I want it to have a certain vibe. You catch what I'm saying? Anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to do, is just kind of talk out loud and think out loud with you guys about what I wanted to do with my island, and especially the marketplace. I do want to continue to work on this. I think I might sit down a bit today and just like really make the whole place a stone like place, you know what I'm saying? Except for these, obviously, because I have to count. And just kind of, you know, get my stuff in order, and then see what I want to do with like fences, or if I want to have a little item area where it's compiled to stuff, so they have to walk a certain way around things. Like, it's a lot to think about, and it's a little bit scary, but I know that, you know, looking online and seeing a bunch of cool ideas, I'll always be constantly inspired. So I always have help, which is fine. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do today. I hope you enjoyed my little kimono trip of construction and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I think I really do have like an idea planned out in my head now, so I can sleep well knowing that, at least. But yeah, that's all for me today, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. I know this one was a little bit kind of on the slower side, but it was more me just talking. I'm really excited. This project is probably going to take me a little bit longer than I anticipated, just because I am starting to go back to work and, you know, figure out my life. It might take me a little bit longer than expected, but I definitely do plan on getting quite a bit work done in the next week. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.